Okay, I want you to think about it for a sec. What's the greatest sports moment you've ever seen? A buzzer beater, a walk-off home run, that photo finish. That feeling, right? That raw, unpredictable magic. That's why we're fans. But what if I told you that behind all that magic, there's a new player on the field? One that's changing the game in ways we never thought possible.
Wow, I mean, that one line really says it all, doesn't it? We're about to dive into how the world of sports, with all its passion and drama, is being completely transformed by the cold, hard logic of artificial intelligence.
And that's really the heart of it. That old idea of giving 110%, well, it's still absolutely crucial, but now it's being paired with something else. Success is now all about who has the smarter information. The teams with the best data, they aren't just winning games anymore, they're dominating entire leagues. Okay, so you're probably wondering, where does all this information even come from? It all starts with data, and I mean a mind-boggling amount of it. This isn't your coach's old VCR watching grainy game tape. This is a whole different ballgame. The way they capture this data now is just incredible. We're talking about dozens of high-speed cameras positioned all around a stadium, tracking the exact XYZ coordinates of every single player and the ball, hundreds of times a second. And it gets even more granular with wearable sensors, tucked into jerseys, monitoring an athlete's biometrics in real time. But here's the thing, all that raw data, it's just a bunch of noise until you can make sense of it. And that's where the AI playbook comes in. This is the brain of the operation, the thing that turns billions of numbers into a real winning strategy. So think of it like this four-step process. First, you're tracking every single movement out there on the field. Then, you're gathering that absolute fire hose of information. Step 3, the AI goes to work, finding patterns that no human coach could ever spot. And finally, step 4, it spits out clear, simple insights that coaches can actually use. And get this, the scale we're talking about is just wild. We're talking millions of data points being analyzed every single second of a game. That is so far beyond what a human being can do, and it's happening right now in the sports you watch every week. And this goes way beyond just, points or assists. The AI is digging into the details that are totally invisible to us. Things like a player's heart rate to see how tired they are, the exact release angle of a basketball shot to fine-tune their form, or even predicting the most effective passing lanes in soccer before they even open up. Now, this is maybe one of the most powerful parts of this whole thing, player health. By looking at all this data on workload and movement, the AI can actually flag when a player is in the red zone, at high risk for an injury. This lets coaches rest them before disaster strikes. This isn't just about winning. It's literally about saving and extending careers. All right, so we've got all this data, all this analysis, but what's the bottom line? How does an algorithm actually help a team put a trophy in the case? This is where it all comes together. Look, a lot of us know the whole Moneyball story, right? Using old stats to find hidden gems. Well, the AI era makes Moneyball look like it's from the Stone Age. It's not about what a player did last year anymore. It's about what the AI predicts they will do in the next 5 seconds of this game, right now. It's totally dynamic. Let's take a look at a perfect example, Formula One. This is a sport where a tiny fraction of a second is everything. It is the ultimate laboratory for AI strategy. So while the race is happening, you've got these AI engines back on the pit wall just churning through thousands of simulations every single second. They're calculating tire wear, fuel, track position, everything. So when you hear that call on the radio to box, you better believe that decision was made by an AI that has calculated it as the absolute best possible move. And it's not just for racing. Think about a sport like professional soccer. It's so fluid, so unpredictable, which makes it the perfect puzzle for an AI to solve. So during a match, analysts are now seeing these AI-generated visuals that highlight the best passing options in real time. The AI can see a tiny weakness in a defense that's invisible to the naked eye and suggest the perfect sequence of passes to exploit it. It's like having a supercomputer chess grandmaster whispering plays in your ear. And that really brings us to the key takeaway here. In sports today, your most valuable player might not even be wearing a jersey. It could very well be the algorithm running back at headquarters, making the calls that win championships. Okay, so after hearing all of that, a big question probably pops into your head. Are we losing the soul of the game here? Are athletes just becoming puppets controlled by some algorithm? That really gets to the heart of what the future of sports is all about. Well, the short answer is absolutely not. You can't code heart.
You can't write an algorithm for that grit and determination it takes to make a comeback when you're completely exhausted. That amazing, unpredictable human spirit, that will always be why we love sports.
The best way to think about it is this. The athlete is still the hero of the story. They still have to make the shot, score the goal, and cross the finish line. AI isn't replacing their talent. It's giving them a tool, a map that shows them the smartest, most efficient path to being the best they can possibly be.
So what does this all mean for the future of sports? Is that classic, old-school coach with a lifetime of gut feelings now a thing of the past? Or are we just at the very beginning of a new era, a human-AI partnership that's going to push athletes to heights we can't even imagine yet? That's the big question we'll leave you with.